question beginner gardeners often ask is, when is it safe to plant? The answer to that question depends largely on the crop. Some plants can tolerate a frost and even prefer colder temperatures for germination. Other plants shouldn't be put into the soil until after the last frost date. Typically, Memorial Day weekend is safe in Vermont. Most frost-tolerant crops should be direct sown. This simply means putting the seed right in the soil. Peas, radishes, lettuce, beets, carrots, and onions all do well with direct sowing. They can tolerate the cooler temps in the early and late gardening season. We recommend following the directions on your seed packets to understand the depth and spacing optimal for each seed type. It's handy to mark the seeds you have planted with some sort of garden marker to remind you that the spot has already been planted. As a rule, keep the soil consistently moist for good germination. As we mentioned, some crops shouldn't go into the ground until we are past the last frost date. For this reason, we often start heat-loving varieties indoors to give them the extra time needed to produce their fruit. See our video on starting seeds indoors with soil blocks for a short tutorial on this. Plants that are started indoors are called starters. Before planting your starters outside, you need to harden them off. This prepares the plant for the rain, wind, and sun it will be exposed to, preventing damage to the plants. To harden off, gradually introduce your starters to more and more direct sun. For the first 2 days, expose them to the outside under full shade. After that, move them to an area of dappled sunshine for a couple of days. From there, give them a day or two of full sun. Now they are hardened off and ready to go in the ground. For each transplant, dig a hole a little bigger than the root ball and add a handful of compost. We always use compost in our gardens instead of synthetic fertilizers. Adding compost not only provides the full range of nutrients your plants need, it also improves soil structure and enhances moisture retention. Plant your starter in the ground so that the depth matches the soil depth on the starter. Try not to disturb the roots when you do this. One reason we prefer soil blocks is there's no container to remove and much less chance of disturbing the roots. Keep the soil consistently moist for a couple of weeks as the roots find their way in their new home. Now it's time to maintain your beds until harvest time. Keep weeds down by hand-picking them throughout the season or by mulching around your plants. Our Grow mulch is great for this as it retains soil moisture and discourages weeds. The compost that is mixed in has the added benefit of percolating nutrients into the soil with each rain. Another way to control weeds is by using an impermeable layer like burlap bags. We have plenty of these available for free at our site in Waterbury. No matter how much you plan, Mother Nature will always surprise us. Be ready for frost with row covers. Row covers can be anything from bed sheets placed gently over your plants to special covering purchased at garden supply stores. We'll see you at harvest time.